Should start recording. There we go. Hello, Internet. Yeah, welcome back, all 12 of our subscribers, to whatever the hell this D&D game is. So yeah, I went over this with Nick really quickly here when he first got in. But to recap last week's session that we did not record for timing purposes, you guys had made your way into space aboard the ship of none other than Jarlaxle himself. And after some altercations involving Reggie and Jarlaxle maybe overstepping some personal boundaries, Arianth was quite keen to throw him into the brig, and you guys have essentially now commandeered this ship for yourself. You were, I believe, told by, I think it was Jarlaxle, the coordinates you needed to set the ship for, essentially, to point towards a specific star, to follow what could potentially lead you to the explanation of the disappearance of all dragons on Tyrell. So, I believe you are traveling with Umbra, are you not? Yes.
Yes, I think, didn't she say that it would also answer a lot of, like, help solve everything or something like that?
Yes, she thinks everything here is connected, that's right. Just going over my notes here. So Umbra believes that Vecna's appearance, the disappearance of the dragons, your kind of time loop mischief that has caused a tear in the weave of magic, she thinks all these things are somehow related. And she seems very determined to find her way to the bottom of it, as it were. Most recently, you guys had inspected a planet that was kind of a nearby planet, and you had come to the conclusion that this seemed to be some sort of habitation for creatures you had seen before long ago, the Nyogi, a sort of xenomorphic race that live in this hive structure, and you had quickly made your way away from it. And at the suggestion of Umbra, you, I believe, had left you had left the current system you were in and had been traveling at blinding speeds through hyper realm space, I guess, as it were, towards the star that was aforementioned. So you guys currently are on, well, I suppose it's your ship. What would you like the name of this ship to be? Now, it's obviously Reggie, during those aforementioned moments, had his consciousness transferred from the container of the Rod of Seven Parts, the staff, what was it? The chief of staff. There we go. Couldn't come up with the name of my own custom magic item. That's super embarrassing, and I'm mortified now. I may have smoked a little bit before we started playing, guys. Sorry.
That's okay. I've been holding the item all this time, and I couldn't remember the name either.
So, his consciousness was transferred from the chief of staff to the ship that you guys have found yourselves in, leaving you with a very kind of HAL 9000 situation, it seems. Maybe not quite so evil or
Insidious.
anti-human. Yeah, not so insidious, but it is nonetheless a starship, or a spell-jamming ship, if you will, now under the full control of Reginald Stafford. And that would probably be his first question to you, Arianth. He'd say, well, Captain, you've been aboard the ship some time. Have you thought of a name for it?
If everybody's okay with it, the first thing that comes to the mind to me, because I'm a Firefly geek, is Serenity.
I was thinking Monday, but that's fine.
I was feeling Heidi's not going to call it anything but Reggie. Do you like
Yeah, good point on that.
do you think-
Official name Serenity, nickname Reggie.
Excellent.
She's had a severe lack of serenity lately, so she likes that idea.
Serenity.
Excellent. Reggie says, Oh, Serenity, yes, I like that. See, it sounds...
Shiny?
Yes, it sounds excellent. It sounds free. Ah, the freedom of movement. And throughout this hyperspace travel, Reggie has been just touting the joys of being a moving object again, moving of his own accord, able to control his own motions. He is so incredibly thrilled by this. So thrilled, in fact, that you are a little surprised when a sudden lurch in the ship alerts you to the fact that it has exited its sort of hyperspace jump mode, and you find yourself now floating near what appears to be a large asteroid field. And Reggie says, "Oh, this is so exciting! Our first adventure here in where are we again? Realm space. Yes. Ah, this is all so new to me." He says, "I seem to be detecting. I've always wanted to say that. Life forms, Captain."
What type of life forms?
He shows you on the sort of on the sails a projection of an over of one of these asteroids, the largest of all of them, and so it's large enough that your ship will easily land on it. He's staying kind of back. It's sort of hidden from view from any of the deck, but as he brings up this display, the view sort of shifts up and over it, and now you can sort of see. What's the mic? You can sort of see what he's talking about. Here on this asteroid seems to be a large ship, and moving about on it are several figures, roughly human-sized, maybe a little large. They do not appear to be, from where you're standing, they don't appear to be moving like humans. They seem much faster. Let's see. Who would be closest to the sails at this point, do you think? Who's standing closest to the screen?
Maggie.
Maggie's right up on top of it? Okay, roll me a perception
So,
check.
but not Maggie. She's towering probably.
Oh, not Maggie? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'd probably be on the deck at least.
Okay.
I'm probably closest to whatever controls, like near where Reggie was sucked in.
Yeah, you're probably right by the helm, I would think, because you're sort of... I feel like Reggie and you have been kind of doing a little bit of communication on how the Spelljammer works, and we'll get to that in a second. We can always backtrack to that.
Yeah, actually, the next thing I was going to ask Reggie is if the ship has any kind of scanners on it that would give us information on like what kind of life forms and if they're friendly or not.
Okay, absolutely. He says, yes, it'll just take me a moment to set those up, and I'll get to them post-haste. He describes to you, he says, while I'm doing that, I'll give you a quick rundown. It appears this is some sort of a mining colony. I'm not quite sure of the origin of that vessel, but it appears to be in great distress. Don't ask me why the ship is on fire in space, guys. It's just the best way I could show that there was a spaceship that was damaged on this thing. It worked out. Magic. Jazz hands. So he says, would you, well, I do think it would be most befitting of our group, heroes of the realms that you are, to perhaps see if these individuals are in need of our service. Don't you think so?
Yeah, still bring us some serenity by force.
Yes, excellent. Reggie begins to sort of find his way through the asteroid field and neatly tucks you onto the bottom side of this asteroid. So you are upside down from what you are seeing now. You are literally, your ship is hidden on the bottom of this, because I didn't feel like specifying a ship model yet for you guys.
So does the ship tell us if we can breathe out here or whatnot? Sorry,
That
didn't
was
mean
my
to.
question.
That's okay.
Yeah, that was my question too. Is it going to be are we in like a vacuum of space kind of situation, or?
So here's the deal. And Reggie would have explained this to you on the trip, Arianth, and maybe like to the others as well. There might have been a little powwow. He explains to you that the spelljamming ship you are on, the Serenity, as it is now called, contains what is essentially a force field or like a personal protection bubble around it. Think of like the Star Trek Enterprise's shields, except this shield also helps contain atmosphere. Therefore, you are in the vacuum of space, and yet objects in this realm space function a little different than maybe in our world. So large floating space objects do sometimes contain small amounts of their own atmosphere, like breathable gases, as it were. Whether this is due to the weave of magic kind of interfering with physics, or it's just because we're playing a game and nobody wanted to figure it out, I don't know. But that's how it works in Spelljammer, is there is trace elements on larger structures such as these of atmosphere, so you are able to walk around without any fancy space helmets. However, were you to fall off the side of such an asteroid into the void of space, within just moments your character would in fact be completely suffocated to death. There is nothing I can do about that. That is a firm, hard-coded rule. I didn't do it.
Okay.
Don't fall off the
Don't
asteroid.
fall off the asteroid, exactly.
So this is like a bubble, things can go out of, things can go in of, and it just, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it like I said, it sort of has its own little like bubble around it that lets things function like normal physics, sort of. Like things like gravity work the same way. Gravity always draws towards essentially the center of a large space object. So like you can stand on the top of an asteroid or on the bottom of an asteroid, there will be atmosphere all around it. But like yeah, if you like fall off the edge of it, if you jump off for some reason, if you propel yourself away from it, then yeah, you could potentially drown in space essentially.
How far do the shields of the ship extend?
Approximately one ship width on either side of the ship, so like about 3 times the total width of your ship, and from stem to stern with an additional like 10 to 20 feet in front and behind it. So it's like a pretty tight bubble that's around the ship, but keep in mind your ship is also a very large ship that can house a few hundred people.
Gotcha.
So it's like, it's, you know, not quite Starship Enterprise size, but somewhere's in between the actual Serenity ship from the show and the Enterprise.
So like several hundred square feet.
Yeah, yeah. And same thing like above it and below it essentially. It's like a ship height above it and a ship height below it. So like you could potentially fall off the ship and go into space and still be in that bubble for some time, you know?
Good to know.
Yeah, all very interesting D&D physics. This is probably why they abandoned this product in the 90s. They were like, we don't fucking know. I didn't just figure it out, guys. So
Make a guesstimate.
yeah, it's all about the flavor. That's all. It's still D&D. We're just in space. So Reggie continues and tells you the scans show that these are apparently the same creatures you had seen on the fairly nearby planet in terms of space travel. These are he detects 3 Nyogi warriors on this asteroid, along with 1 human and 2 Umber Hulks. Umber Hulks being a large sort of ant-like creature with a humanoid form and large mandibles. Big scary monstery types. We'll show you a picture of those in a moment. He says that the odd thing is, even though the scanners are picking up the human, he's not getting a visual read on it. And as you can see, as you look about these sails that are clearly now just there for display, that's it, you can see that the human in question does not appear to be anywhere in the screen. So this is not what you're seeing on the screen. It's kind of a crashed ship. And you do notice in the background some sort of a structure coming out of this jutted up hills, like mountainous thing here. It seems like maybe this could be the entrance to this mining facility he was talking about. He says, I'm also detecting something strange from inside the facility. I must say, this makes me all very curious.
Do you know what they're mining, Reggie?
Yes, My scans show that there are trace elements here. Precious metals, yes, actually quite a bit of copper, a little less than that of silver, and less yet of gold are being mined here. Uh, do not detect any electrum.
What is electric?
Deep cuts. Nobody knows what electrum
I know what electrum is. Yeah.
is. That's the joke.
Fair enough.
Electrum is the 50-cent piece of D&D money. It's literally worth a half a gold. Do I know why they made it? No, nobody does.
I think they make the conversion between silver and gold easier, but it just confused people.
Yeah, it's literally. I think it's like 10 pence. What the hell is a pence? Nobody knows. Is it a penny?
The English
Yeah.
system.
What the hell
Yes.
is a halfpenny and a farthing? What? Nobody knows. Space currency. Yeah. He detects levels of, like, he says, like, what you would quantify as fairly large amounts of the minerals that are used to extract silver and gold, like the ores, as it were, seem to be in great quantities here in this facility. He says, "Oh, yes, there. You see that large rock in the background?" He's talking about this rock here.
Yes.
This rock here. He says, "That's where I'm detecting the scan of the human according to my Cartesian coordinates. It seems that I'm just not getting a good visual from the scan that I took earlier. And, well, now we're on the bottom side of the rock. So, do you
Yeah, let's get in there.
do you think we should help them?" They said, I know that the Nyogi, according to this Wikipedia file that I'm pulling up on the computer, is it says that they are known to take humans as slaves. So it's very likely that it seems that perhaps this ship has crashed and maybe the slave is trying to make some sort of an escape.
Well, we don't like slavery.
He says I could, if you describe the human as much as you can to me, I can cast a sending spell and check in with them.
Says, excellent. Let me read you his stats. He's 5'8", male. Does not have a genetic signature like anything that I've ever seen. Of course, until yesterday, I didn't know what genetic signature was, so this is all very new.
Is he the fifth element?
I believe humans are made up of many elements, Ariel. It's not just 5. I think there's hydrogen in there somewhere. I don't know. This chemistry thing is very, very strange. It's a strange sort of magic.
Zach, can you remind me? We haven't had a long rest since like the whole everything went down with Charles Axel, right?
I don't believe so. You would have probably had a short rest by now.
Okay.
As you were sort of just in the thing in hyperspace for some time.
Yeah. But it's been a few hours, not like
Yeah,
overnight.
exactly.
I mean, I'm at full, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we really.
Yeah, you guys started at full last adventure.
Yeah. Maggie used some spell slots on stuff, but she's not short. I'm just saying. Cool. Well, yeah. If she gets enough of the description to cast a sending spell, she'll do that. It sounds like that's what she's got, right?
Reggie makes the suggestion. He says, "Although I know my description is a bit short, I'm going just strictly off from data here. Perhaps, in this case, the fact that he is human would be enough? He does seem to be the only human here on the surface, although I'm detecting several others inside the facility, along with several other Nyogi, it appears. And perhaps something else. Doesn't register correctly on any of my scanners."
All right. So yeah, now he's gonna cast a sending spell, basically saying, "Well met, traveler. Cleric of Hestia, we're nearby. Are you in need of help, or
Are you
Neogi,
currently being enslaved?
yeah, are Neogi your allies? Are you enslaved? Or like describe your situation. We can help.
Okay. The response that you get is one of absolute chaos. So it's sort of like when you're tuning a radio station and you turn it, like, I don't know if you guys still do this, but if you turn the card, like the dial in the radio really fast, and it's like that starts out
I
like
do that.
that, and it slowly kind of tunes in, and you're getting essentially four stations at once. Uh, it seems like three of the stations are muttering in hushed whispers and then screaming alternately, and just sort of complete chaos is going on. While the fourth station, you can only catch bits and pieces of what he's saying. The first little bit that you hear sounds like, "Who is this?" The second bit, a few seconds later, sounds like, "Trap." A few bits later, "Can't trick me, filthy bugs." And then silence by all. Like the sending spell is they've used their 25 word quote unquote limit. So it seems like all four of the humans Reggie has detected when you sent out that sending spell to some human, it just sort of split automatically, went out to all four of them, and they all responded with different things.
Can I do an insight check and see if I can figure out what the hell's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 12 altogether.
Okay. So you're fairly certain that, yeah, what you were hearing from inside seems to be there seems to be some sort of a commotion in the mining facility itself involving these guys. Your best guess would be that maybe they're hiding from something. That's sort of what it sounded like. It was like you'd hear like shh, and then like a loud clanging followed by like a scream. Very Minecraft soundtrack esque. Um, the fourth one, however, you think that perhaps it was uh, an untrusting answer. Like it sounded like to him, he's just hearing voices in his head. And with some of your experience with the Neogi before, and based on your insight check, I would say you would remember that the Neogi are known to be sort of have almost like psychic abilities in their, or like the ability to charm creatures into doing things. So perhaps he thinks that it's a trap being set for him.
All right. Maggie relates. Sounds like these humans are in trouble and maybe ensnared through psychic magic. Um, let's let's be careful. We don't know what all is here, but my lady Hestia would have us rescue them.
How
I
far away
asked-
are we? I'm sorry.
Oh,
What's
no, I'm
that?
sorry.
I was asking how far away we are from them.
So you are literally still on the bottom side of this asteroid. Reggie does offer he says that he's pretty sure, based on the coordinates in his data, that he can teleport you directly to the human on the surface.
Let's go.
Before we do go, I asked Reggie if there's any way that anybody can take over controls, or does he have complete control of the ship?
We'll
Just
leave the
in
Nady in
case.
charge.
Yeah, Vanadium volunteers to stay behind, for sure.
Beautiful. That Aranith feels much better now.
That way, if Nick shows up, he can come in and save the day.
Maggie asked Reggie if he can get them closer and extend his protection at all, or if that would be risky.
He says he kind of can move you to the close edge of the asteroid. He thinks that perhaps it's not wise to expose the ship to the Neogi on the surface, as they might alert the others on the facility as it's detecting several others.
Aranith agrees.
Sometimes
Is
caution
there
is
any
the better
other
part of valor.
fighters on this place with us? Like, does the ship have fighters as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, they're pirates pretty much. So, like, there are definitely, like, a bunch of level ones kind of hanging out, like, waiting for your orders, sort of just messing around. Like, you can see a few of them, like, mopping the deck and stuff, milling about. They're milking the clock right now.
They're just level ones.
Yeah, basically, they're just a bunch of level 1 NP. Like, they're not anything super tough. They're
Yeah, that would basically just be like
Who's ready for
fodder
death
then.
and glory?
Are they are they ranged? I mean, if they have ranged attacks, maybe we could have them back us up.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you guys are talking about this, like assuming that you're kind of discussing a plan, the two gnomes that have been climbing about the rigging sort of plop down onto the deck, one on another's shoulders, and the top one salutes, and then the bottom one sort of shrugs them off, and they land next to each other in a very comical fashion. And they look at you and they say, "Permission to join the boarding party, sir." Of course, they said
Granted.
"sir." They said "sir" directly to Arians.
Well met, gnomes. What are your names?
Yeah, I'm Nib, and he's Now.
Why do you wish to join the party?
Well, you see, we're not regular gnomes. You see, we're what's called an auto gnome. We were we were constructed specifically for the purpose of traveling the stars. Isn't that wonderful? Well, part of our programming is to always help those in need. It's
Well,
kind
you're
of how we
welcome
wound
to
up with
join
this
us
gig.
then.
You see, Jarl Axel had lots of needs all the time.
Well, if you can.
Seeing the auto gnomes kind of doing this volunteering, there's a few drow warriors to step up and give you a solemn nod. And they're sort of all standing there hushedly until one steps forward and says, "Well then, Captain, what's the plan? Are we joining you then?" And there's maybe like a dozen of these drow.
How many how big of a crew do we have altogether? Because I want to leave crew to defend the ship with Venadia.
So when you guys reached Jarl Axel's ship, he was essentially running a skeleton crew at the time. He had probably like maybe 2 dozen or so ship, like just the bare bones that you need to kind of like keep a ship in ship shape. So this is about half the crew.
You guys want to take like 6 drow with us to back us up and leave the rest to to protect the ship and come to our aid if we need them?
He says that's a good idea. Keep in mind the Neogi are there might be some psychic magic here. So if these folks are whatever the in-game version of lower level is, maybe just the ranged warriors, they can stay back and let us take the whatever they try to do psychic wise.
Nob now speaks up and says, "Well, fellas, I hope that I hope you're not planning on taking those drow with you there if you're trying to fight those Neogis." Don't ask me why this one's from Wisconsin. I'm not sure.
Why is that?
Well, you see, us auto gnomes, we're not really, flesh and blood. See? And he pops open a little panel on his arm, and you can see like little gears whirring inside of his arm. And you realize that these are essentially like clockwork gnomes that are on your ship. He says, "So, all this psychic mumbo jumbo that you're talking about there, it's well, it's just not going to affect us, you see. Plus,
Well, what?
don't forget, this crew here, they're quite capable of running this ship at full speed, but if you lose even 6 of them, then you'll only be running at around 3/4 speed when you're flying through the space galaxy that we're going to here."
I say we listen to the gnomes and just leave the crew behind since they're level 1s anyway.
That there's a right smart way of thinking, miss.
All right,
Oh,
ready the
Nob, you're
cannons.
such a
We're going
showman.
in.
All right, Reggie quietly, yes, First Mate Tohan, we're going to teleport you now, and
Oh, is Umbra coming with us? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Umbra is sitting kind of brooding off in a corner, and when you ask her if she's going with you, she says, "Oh, no, I really think that I'm going to sit this one out, dear. I've had a bit of a week, and you realize that she is holding this small bauble that you had actually at one point seen Chazar hand to her, like just a little, like, I don't know, like a paper rose or something like that, that she had sort of taken during the one dinner you guys had all had together when they were all flirting and dancing and shit. Um, and you realize that she's kind of like just now hitting like a grieving process for this guy that she totally fell head over heels for.
I look at her with sympathy in my eyes, nod my understanding, and pat her on the back awkwardly because Erin is very good at that kind of thing.
Peggy warns her.
You give her like an
As,
arm punch. Ah,
Well, just like an
Finger-
awkward
finger guns.
half hug.
Peggy fills her in on the whole psychic thing and tells her to keep an eye out.
she says, I'll be sure to have Reggie alert me if there's any problems. I'm sure you four can handle it. Or 5, 3. How many of you are there today? She sort of looks around for a minute, sees the two autonomes, and shrugs. She says, either way, please don't take too long. We really do need to be traveling for quite a bit to get to this star.
We do our best to make this as quick as possible, decimate these ant things.
She sort of like skulks back off into her corner where she was sitting, stares off into the stars all brutally. Reggie is able to effectively teleport you guys a short distance. Sort of the, beam me down Scotty effect happens. These are, stuff. Or not. Okay. Hospital. There we go. Alright, so he is able to teleport you to behind this large rock, where you see... Real close. Okay. A kind of shoddily clad fellow. He's not too tall, rather gaunt, and he's just dressed in very basic kind of rags and things. He's got a small pouch with him and his hood up, and he's sort of huddled in a corner behind this rock. And as soon as you fade kind of sparkling into view, his eyes grow very wide, and he says, what tricks are these? Stay back, all of you! And he pulls out a small dagger, and he's got his back up to the rock.
Maggie immediately tries to comfort him and says, I'm a cleric of my lady Hestia, and we're here to rescue you.
Hestia, Never heard of her. But rescue I could do with. Is this all of you?
Yes.
I'll take that in there. It's the auto.
Is this all of you guys?
He says, no, unfortunately, three of my fellow escapees made their way into the mine and have not returned. We were separated. I thought it best to remain where I am as I peered around the rock and saw that there were several of the creatures over there. Since we caused a crash on this ship we were on. We were being transported from the world of these beasts to some other foul place, I suppose. We staged our escape, but things went a bit awry. We were attempting to kill the Nyogi and their Umberhulk servants in the crash, and instead, we all seem to be marooned here on this asteroid. I've been hiding out for at least 2 days now. Please, do you have anything to eat?
Maggie immediately produces something from the feast they had earlier.
Black and white pawns can be nipping now. So the man quickly grabs the food from you and just begins like wolfing it down, like he's just stuffing food into his face, like a whole roll disappears. He's clearly been starving for a while now. He's kind of muttering his thanks in between shoveling handfuls of food into his mouth. And in just minutes, like maybe 2 minutes flat, he's eaten an entire, like, everything you've handed him of a full meal. And he sort of lets out a little groan and a burp. He's like, oh, Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I am forever in your debt now. Please, I I hate to ask, but if you are truly here to rescue me, you must go to the mines and rescue my comrades as well.
Is it just Nyogi in here, or what? Who's enslaved you?
He says the Neogi are in sort of a pact or something with these Umber Hulk creatures. Large, evil things, giant teeth, mandible things sticking out of their face. They're awful. They have a way of looking at you with those awful eyes and just, well, I don't know, it's like your brain goes numb or blank or something. I would caution you all to avert your gaze should they look upon you.
And there are 3 humans in there.
Yes, Drago, Rory, and Bob.
And what's your name?
I am Fran. We we were all crew on a ship. I'm guessing something like the one that you guys must have used to get here, yes? It's a spelljammer. Although ours is just a small trading vessel, nothing as elaborate as that Yogi ship.
Was there anybody on in the mining colony already when you crashed here, or was it abandoned?
He says, I know not. I knew not why the Yogi chose to pass so close to this place, but I did hear them get excited and start chittering about in their strange language. Uh, we jumped out of hyperspace as though they had found something important. We began to approach the asteroid. We decided this was our best chance. The fellows all disappeared into the mine, and I have not heard or seen from them in the last 2 days. I believe they may still be alive. I hope they are still alive. He sort of looks down
Maggie
at his
says,
hands.
Maggie says, through my lady's power, I believe I've detected them. Is it possible that they've been enslaved to the Neogi or the Umber Hulks, or mentally enslaved?
He says, I know not if they were found or if they have perhaps holed themselves up in some part of the complex here. You say it was a mining complex. I can only assume that from its look from the outside. I know not what they have inside here. I have yet to be in. They've been guarding the door, you see. The 3 Neogi guards and 2 Umber Hulks under their control. And I am but one man. But now, you 5 are here. Perhaps now we can overthrow them. Please, if I can get behind them, if you can create a distraction, I'm sure I can deal with at least one of the Umber Hulks. Each of you looks quite capable in battle. Would you be willing to fight this fight with me?
Maggie says, of course. Are you an experienced fighter yourself?
I've seen a bit of action, although I don't carry weapons such as yours. And he looks down at this dagger in his hand that's just like clearly a fucking beat-ass dagger. Like it's more of like a utility knife than it is a real dagger.
Do we have something we can hand him?
Yeah, for sure. I got hand active. I got a rapier, +3 rapier, Holy Avenger, Giant Slayer Great Axe.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, I don't think I could quite wield one of those. I don't believe I would have the strength. Be more a burden than a good
All right, would you like a rapier or some javelins?
I think that rapier would do quite nicely, thank you. He takes the rapier from you. Is it anything fancy? Is it just a regular rapier?
It's a +3 rapier.
+3? Okay.
It's Jarlaxle's rapier.
Oh, excellent. All right. He says, yes, I believe if we approach them from the opposite side of the entrance to the facility, may be able to get the drop on them. There's he's sort of pointing this out to you. There's some terrain in the way that I don't believe that they'll notice us. The yogis seem to have taken up some sort of game with each other. I've seen they seem to be rolling something along the lines of dice, and then every so often one of them puts a limb out and one of the other ones slices the tip of it off. It's a horrible, horrible thing to watch, but they do seem to regrow these lost limbs. It does take some time, though. And even as you're
Just
kind of
wanna
like
run in.
peeking out around the corner, you can see them. They seem to be playing this sort of strange game where they're rolling these dice. It's some sort of like Russian roulette type deal, except for it's with choppy choppies.
Do we want to just bounce in, guns blazing, and get the drop on them? Or is this something that we should take finesse with?
He's feeling like blazing guns. Jeff is blessed to whoever's gonna be kind of front line. So
Oh,
she'll
do
at
we
least.
have our temporary hit points, Maggie?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's definitely something she would have done after their long rest.
How many is it now? I'm sorry.
Let me double check. It's right here. 19. Yeah, she wouldn't have had time to give them to anybody else. So, but at least the party would have it. And then
Aaron,
she'll cast.
Oh,
She'll
Aaron
cast
is
bless.
Oh, sorry.
She'll cast bless on herself, Arianth, Tohan, and I guess this new dude,
Fran.
Fran.
I turn to the gnomes before we run in and ask them what kind of stuff can they do?
Oh, well, we're quite versatile warriors, Nip says. Nob goes, it's true. And like his tonation keeps shifting between like running real slow and almost like a cassette tape that's winding up. And he says, it's true. We also have the ability to heal people every once in a while. So they basically tell you like they're fighters with a little bit of healing.
Does everybody? Do you
I think
hear that?
next got some background noise.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Never mind. I didn't realize that was through my headphones. I thought it was through my microphone on the computer. Sorry about that.
Okay.
No worries.
Oh, no worries. I just heard this weird, like, multiple voices. I'm like, what the hell is
That was a
Like-
perfect example of what the background of the auto gnome's voice sounded like. Actually,
I kind of.
I was like describing it, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. I'm a really good dungeon master, apparently. Wow.
I thought we were getting attacked by Neogis.
I was just doing some Foley work, I guess.
Yep. Sound effects extraordinaire by Nick.
Nice.
So yeah, basically, like they tell you, they pretty much like they fight like a fighter. They run in and they beat the shit out of stuff, and then they can sort of heal occasionally as well.
Cool.
Don't hold that to canon for all auto gnomes. It's just these particular auto gnomes.
Aaron hops on our broom.
All right.
Right. Yeah, Maggie's just like, let's if the Ember Hulks are the ones with the mind powers, let's take them out first and
How many do we have altogether playing this game in the
So there are 3 of these Neogis kind of off a little farther from the mineshaft entrance, and then there seem to be 2 of these Umber Hulks just stationed outside of it, sort of patrolling back and forth.
and how far away are we?
Oh, a ways. It's kind of open territory on this side here. So if you were to make like a beeline for them, 40 squares, so like, is that 200 feet? If you were to kind of loop around back, like to hide back here, you're only like 20 squares away from any of them, roughly. So that's less than that.
What do you guys want to do?
Maybe we could ask our drow friend to put some globes of darkness to cover our run up.
Can totally do that. Actually, I'd have to get closer. I can double it my but I can, as long as I'm within 120 feet if I use one of my spell thingies. So we would have to get within 120 feet for me to cast the darkness cloak.
Let's try to approach stealthily until you can do that, and then run up once you've done that.
Okay, so we'll come around like the left side of the rock and then around toward the middle, or go the north side.
Yeah, so you guys are looking to go somewhere.
And try to blindside them.
Sounds good.
All right, so
All
you
right.
guys.
So assume that as soon as we get within 120 feet, that I use a spell thing and cast darkness.
Excellent.
Maggie's
So I would
saying
like
that-
everyone except for Arianth, because I know she can clear it on her broom. Just needs to make me a quick athletics check to make sure that you are able to run fast enough while avoiding the Umber Hulk patrols. You can sort of watch the patrol, and it's like, it's going back and forth and back and forth. It's literally just doing a dumb pacing walk. But in order to time it, there goes our mind chat.
Well, I can also assume that I kind of just burst off ahead of everybody too.
Yeah, exactly. Like you because of the speed of your broom and stuff. Just because I know this is a distance greater than about 50 feet or so, like you can clear it without too much of a problem. It's 20 times 5 is 100, so you could just take a dash action and get there, no problem. Anyone with a speed of less than like 50 feet, though, would have to just give me the athletics check to make sure that you can make it before the Umber Hulk turns around and gets to where you can see.
You got 15.
Okay?
You got a 21.
Okay, so yeah, you two both make it. The auto gnomes, they do a neat little trick. They actually kind of one of the two of them has a contraption, kind of its hand pulls in, and then out of its hand comes what appears to be a small kind of automatic spade, and it just begins whirring and digs a small tunnel, and they straight Bugs Bunny through this fucking rock.
Nice.
The human that is with you, Alright, he also makes it. So you guys are all now safely on the north side of this rock here.
He's blessed too, I think.
Yeah, he made it easy. I have this nifty new tool for when I need to ask simple questions that don't really require dice rolls called a magic 8-ball, and it works out really well. I'm like, yeah, it's about an even chance on anything happening, so I just use the 8-ball for those. My trusty 20-sided. Okay, so you guys are able to make it over here, and you can see through the crack in the rock. These Neogis are not paying any attention to what's on the other side of this rock. They seem to have already kind of scouted this territory here. This is the third person. The Umber Hulks are continuing their pacing back and forth. This rock here is maybe like 20 feet tall on the side you're on and slopes down towards the creatures. The auto gnomes kind of offer to turn into a ladder to let you guys get up there if you want to start your attack from up there. Otherwise, they're open to suggestions as well.
I'm fine with a ladder.
High ground's always good.
Yeah, so they literally, after a little moment of transformer action, they turn into what is essentially a set of like pool stairs going up the side of this thing. And Nib looks at all of you and he goes, "Well, there you go, folks. We've got your way up right here."
Thanks a lot, Flip Flop.
"No problem, big guy." Shoot your finger guns. It's weird having a ladder shoot finger guns at you.
How far away is the rock from where they are?
Let's see. Very tippy top of the rock. You have to climb it up to. From the Neogis is 14 squares, we'll say, and this one is also 14 squares, so calculator for this every time. About 70, a little less than 75 feet, like 70 feet.
Okay, cool.
in here as well.
That's a fine.
So
That
you're
that
well
works for
within your
me.
spell range. Joe.
Oh yeah.
All right, so if you guys have any plans on attacking, this will be your free surprise round, as the Yogi and the Upper Hulks have both failed their perception checks.
So Arianta's gonna go do the darkness thing, and then we can still take our free round after that. Is that right?
Yeah, the darkness would be part of the surprise action round. So you guys all basically get a 1 round of combat for free.
So that me casting darkness would be my free combat, my free action.
Yeah, it's not really a free action. It's you each get a round of combat essentially. Like you get an action, a bonus action, and a movement.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
If I'm gonna do that, Maggie waits for that, and then she'll do her thing.
All right, then. For my bonus action, I will give Maggie a card. Sorry.
Bardic inspiration.
Yeah, thank you. I was
Okay.
having a mind
Gotcha.
moment. I too am a little.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Why I always pick figures that don't want to stand up.
Johan's gonna rage and then put his Heartrender glaive like underneath his feet and try to like surfboard down this thing.
Excellent. Let's see. We will say acrobatics check to make sure that you can stay on your feet running down this. And on a successful acrobatics check, DC, we're going to say 15 on this, is going to give you advantage on your attack. I'm assuming you're going down the thing to attack the Neogi, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm just giving it some flavor. 25 on my athletics.
Okay, so yeah, you are easily able to stay on this while you traverse down this giant rock here. And you are now, I mean, you would have probably had advantage on it anyways because you're raging, but we'll say instead of an advantage, because that's boring if I just give you advantage twice, we'll say you get a +1 on your attack roll. We'll just tack it on there.
Okay.
You are now
I'm gonna
face to face with this giant ass fucking thing.
I'm gonna attack Great Weapon Master style.
Thanks.
So -5 to my rolls.
So in this case, we'll just do -4 then.
With double advantage, I crit.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that because I'm a savage attacker. A little bit better. So 50 damage on the first hit.
All right. You might have killed him. Yeah. If not, he's very badly wounded.
Oh, assumed I cast the darkness directly on the mind bendy ones
Okay.
because it's all.
Yeah, you are able to kill this guy in your first shot.
Well, that means I get two more. That means I get 2 more attacks. Yeah. Go to the guy like furthest away from me. Great Weapon Master again. 29 to hit before bless, but I'm gonna say probably 29 hits.
Oh yeah, crushes. That's a big hit. I feel like I might as well make most creatures minions when you're attacking, Tohan. I'm like, they might as well just
39 damage on the first one.
Yep, that he's dead as well.
Oh.
Murder Lizard's getting all murdery already, guys.
I'm sorry, P. That's only. Oh wait, I got bless. Let's see if that does anything. 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Oh. I don't know. I rolled that.
Oh, my cat suddenly knows I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons because she's out here pestering me now. That's fun.
41 damage.
Oh yeah. All right. So you are able to kill all 3 of these Neogis during your surprise round. And I'm assuming that's the end of your round,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
That's my movement, bonus actions, and actions.
Arianth, you wanted to do a globe of darkness around the Umber Hulk. This is kind of a
Yes.
large creature, so I'm assuming it's just kind of encompass its head.
Yes, just because I want to be able to see where they're at anyway. I just want to cover their eyes.
Okay. And you are, did you say you were twin spelling? I didn't catch that part.
Oh no, I basically, I do, it's 15 feet. Is one spell enough?
15-foot radius would not be enough to cover these two guys. They're about 10 feet
Okay.
apart.
So then, yes, I twin the spell.
Okay. So you burn a sorcery point, and 2 globes of darkness drop on these guys' head, covering their eyes and effectively negating the gaze of the Umber Hulk. So let's see. That's a bonus action to use Twin Spell?
No, it's a free action.
It's a free action, okay. So then that was your, I believe, regular action then for the spell, and you still have
And then
movement?
I gave Maggie a bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay, that was your bonus, alright. Any movement? You running down the rock, are you staying still, or?
I'm fine right where I am.
Okay, so you're just kind of hovering. Maggie.
Is there so the 30 feet of motion? How close to the Umber Hulk?
Oh. Not that close. 30. 6 So you can make it basically to the bottom of the rock from where you are. And then from there to the upper hull would be about another 30 feet or so.
Oh, okay. Well, she doesn't really need to do it then. So from the top of the rock, I'll say she's gonna cast spiritual weapon, hit one of the closest Umber Hulk. Let's do. That's 20 to hit. Do I need the D4? 23 to hit altogether.
Leave that hits. I, for some reason, misplaced my upper hull stat block. Back up now. Yes, that does hit. Definitely.
And 16 damage.
How much damage?
16.
16. Okay. All right. You do some damage.
How's it?
Your pan does some damage.
Does it look hurt at all, or are they pretty sturdy?
It's more like a. I mean, it was a good clonk, but it's a frying pan hitting a giant like chitinous creature essentially. Like it just kind of goes bong. You can't really tell because the thing's got a globe on its head, so if there was any like noticeable damage, you're not going to see it physically anyways. But it doesn't like really move or do anything or respond. It's just sort of gets clonked by this thing. Maybe lets out a little bit of a grunt.
And then she's gonna. That's bonus action. So her action will be Toll the Dead, D12, or Wisdom save 18.
Okay. Let's open dice. It rolls a 3.
Nice. All right, so 19 damage from that.
Okay. It is still not bloodied as per se, but it looks like it's taken some damage now. Like it clearly like staggered on that Toll the Dead. Kind of
Okay.
grasping at this globe of darkness around its head, just flailing its hands about, trying to figure out what the hell it's doing.
She'll get down to the bottom of the ladder. And then that's it.
Okay. Find that down. kind of tuck yourself back behind the rock, right?
Do we need to roll initiative now, or?
Uh, yes, that would be the initiative. However, I've got to adjust some stuff on this encounter. You guys killed half of it, alright.
Or are we just keeping the order we're in, or are we rolling?
Well, you got to roll or I've at least got to roll for the monsters. So you guys might as well roll. If you want to keep it in the order you've been going in, I can assign it that way.
All right, I don't care. Whatever.
Maggie got it too. She's freaked out by this whole like asteroid situation and probably keeps telling Ariana, "Be careful, don't get too far from the asteroid."
I got a 12.
12 as well.
Ooh, what's your dex?
Hmm?
So what's your dex?
11.
Mine's 16.
You win.
Maggie, I see you got a 2. Was that right? Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
2. Hold on, I'm going to cheat and just put you at 13 in the encounter builder thing here. Auto roll initiative for our monsters. Yogi don't matter because they're already dead. However, the Umber Hulk, sorry, rolled a 21. Let's see what they do. Well, as you can kind of see, they are still pawing about at this globe of darkness on their face. These do not seem like particularly intelligent creatures. They seem more like some sort of like an animal almost that has been sort of reined under the control of these Neogi, and without the Neogi to sort of direct them, they now seem like they are just thrashing about. Let's see, did you post that to chat? Desktop. I'll post that right directly into the chat so you guys can see what these things look like. Fine. So that's what you're dealing with. It's this kind of nasty looking, almost like an ant lion, you know? It's big mandibles. The globe of darkness that you placed goes basically around, so all you see is a big black circle with like sharp, spiny things poking out, clicking rapidly. The pair of them sort of thrash about, looking for anything in their path, and one of them actually begins to dig down into the ground with its claws, just scraping and tunneling, like almost digging like a dog, like kicking dirt underneath itself, clearly trying to tunnel its way out of danger. The other one sort of spins and winds up slamming into the rock over here. And let me see if I'm able to do anything about it. Jen, what is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC?
Yeah.
17.
Okay. One of them does not. The other one does. So the one that slams into the cliff, kind of, uh, takes a moment and steadies itself, and then it sort of turns in the direction of Toan and just begins charging. Check distance here. And then, okay, so about 6. Say it just dashes. So Toan, it charges right up to you. It is still blind. However, somehow it seems like this thing has kind of become aware of your presence. Perhaps some clang of your armor, or well, I guess you're not wearing armor. Perhaps the scraping of your glaive on the ground or something, but is somehow detected your presence there.
The death screams of the Neogi.
Yeah, probably something like it smells blood. And yeah, this one is literally essentially just trying to escape at this point. And that is going to be when your newfound friend Fran, appears from the shadows in between the two cliffs and jumps on this creature's back. Deals it not so mighty a blow. Oh wait, +3 because it is a rapier and he's blessed as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got plus
Okay, that is what, a D6 to have?
D4.
Okay, he actually does hit this thing. Wow. Doing is quite likely massive amounts of damage. We'll say that it is now bloody. That looks like a good average. So the one that is coming after you, Tohan, is the one that Maggie damaged. So that one is not quite bloodied, we'll say. This other one is now bloodied and is evermore trying to shake this guy off its back and keep digging. And it will be your turn, Tohan.
So I got this thing right in front of me. I'm gonna hit it. Recklessly break with weapon master. So I get advantage, but I take a +5. I mean, take a -5.
Target AC is 18 still.
Well, I rolled a natural 19 plus a million, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna reroll that. All right. 35 damage on the first one.
Okay, he is very bloody, or well, not quite very bloody, but he's bloodied.
Doing it again.
Excellent.
Yeah, 27.
Yep, definitely a hit. And this glaive that you're swinging around is like almost creating like a song as it cuts through this kind of space air, as it were. It's like just whistling.
24 damage.
That is, he's not quite dead yet.
Okay.
He is hanging on by a thread.
That's me.
That's you, Arianth. It's going to be your turn next.
All right. I will send a firebolt at the one that Tohan has hanging by a thread.
All right.
Sorry, let me get there. Ooh. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does not hit.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me.
Sure shit does not.
I'm gonna roll my blessed dice real quick.
Oh, hey, Nick.
Hey guys,
How's it going?
Oh,
Took
hey,
me a
what's
minute. I was
going
like,
on?
who the hell was that?
I'm in the car.
Turned out.
Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
All right. 13 damage.
Okay, it is kind of lets out one loud dying kind of growl and collapses in a pile at Tohan's feet. Can't kill them all, Murder Lizard. Can't kill them all.
I can try.
I mean, you probably could, but, you know. Alright.
What are we killing?
After Arianth, it's going to be Maggie's turn. So more of these Neogis. You guys have landed on a sort of large asteroid, and there seems to be a crashed Neogi ship, and you've kind of commiserated with this escaped human slave of the Neogis, and you're trying to enter this mine shaft. Venedia is currently on the Spelljammer ship, which Jen aptly named the Serenity, which I love. I think that's
Nice.
great.
Nice little Firefly reference.
Yeah. Well, you know, it makes sense. There's that talking ship episode in Firefly, so I was so sad they didn't go that direction in that show.
Mm,
Maggie, it is your turn. There is one remaining Umber Hulk, and it is bloodied, and it has your new friend Fran clinging to its back with a rapier sticking into the back of this creature.
All right, she's gonna move the frying pan over and hit it. Or, I don't know if that's the same one, but uh, oh boy. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and lock that. All right, 24 to hit
That's a hit.
and 16 damage.
Okay.
And then,
It is very bloodied.
all right, and then she'll cast Toll the Dead, so another Wisdom save 18.
It just hits an 18. So you're
Gotcha.
+0 to wisdom, rolled an 18.
All right, well that's
Is
it.
that
She'll,
half damage or no damage on Toll the Dead for a save?
no damage,
No
unfortunately.
damage.
So,
Okay. Save for now. Alright.
Hey Zach, I'm sorry, I forgot to say that I moved forward towards the entrance of the cave.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
she's
Alright,
gonna get.
so Maggie,
She's also,
Frying Pan Strike and Toll the Dead. Any movement for you as well?
yeah, she's gonna get close.
Okay, we'll see you guys kind of get in here. Let's see, I believe that brings us back to the Umber Hulk. Beniti, I'll jump you in right after this. Because this thing's almost dead anyway, so. Umber Hulk is kind of still dealing with this globe of darkness that's really kind of knocks out its only feature. It turns and tries to bite. It'll do its claw bite towards Fran. Let's see. That's going to be a 16 that is most likely going to hit Fran. Second attack. 18, that's definitely going to hit Fran. Oops, wrong one. That's still a +8 though. We'll say that is a 15. That's going to be a miss. So, I didn't actually roll up Fran's character. I was like, he's an NPC. I don't need a character sheet for him or hit points or anything. That'd be stupid. Alright, so he doesn't hit with his first attack, but he does with the second. So he only does a measly 1d8 plus 5 damage to Fran for 11 total damage. He does, however, free himself from the sword in his back, so he just sort of spins around real hard and with one of his claws whips Fran off to one side, kind of back towards you guys. I don't know where Fran's character went. Maybe somewhere's in here. Over here, yeah. Derps. There's Fran. Right after that is going to be Fran's turn. He is probably going to go after this thing again. He's pretty pissed off that these guys have had him, you know, captive for at least a few months now, I'd say, if not a few years. So he's going to run right back in, take a quick swing. Does he hit? Yes. She's doing that right here. So this is where D&D Beyond needs a few little extra things, like I should just be able to easily roll damage for like specific weapons. Like just pull up an entire list of weapons and be like, oh, that one. Like as the DM, you know? I shouldn't have to like pick a bunch of dice to roll. I should just be like, that weapon. And like it does it on the character sheets, but it doesn't do it like in the dice roller, which is super frustrating for me. He hits him. He is very bloodied. Tohan, your turn.
How far away am I?
Can you reach him? Probably. If I had to guess. No, maybe not quite, actually. He is 11, 12 squares away in a straight line. So, 60 feet.
I'll run up 40 feet, which is my movement, and throw a couple of javelins at him.
Excellent. Alright. We'll say if either one of these javelins hits, he's probably gonna die. He's literally
Well,
hanging on
it's
by a thread.
20 to hit on the first one,
That's a hit.
and 19 to hit on the second.
Okay, so yeah, the first one, like, he sort of does that, like, falls over, and, like, he sits back up just as the second javelin comes flying in and hits him straight in the forehead like fucking Paris Hilton in Black Christmas.
19 damage total for both.
Excellent. Yeah, he falls down dead. Like, that's the downside of this, that when you attack, I'm like, he's gonna kill another guy. So yeah, you guys have successfully bested the guards stationed outside. And Venadia, this is probably as good a time as any for you to make your appearance.
Do I still have a connection with Reggie to speak with him?
Yeah, you guys can definitely, like, all of you still have this kind of open channel with Reggie.
Cool.
It seems like as long as you're within some span of distance of the ship, you can definitely talk to him still. It's almost like he has a sending spell.
I tell him to hold down the fort and don't let anybody try to take over the ship.
Oh, aye aye, Captain. Oh, that's fun to say, yes.
And try to contact us if anything happens.
Rightio. So
I mean, he's got me on board, so I think he's fine.
So,
Oh yeah, Umbra's still there.
Fran sort of points to the entrance, and he says, "Quickly, I'm not sure if there's more of them on the ship, so we must be going now, before they make any notice of us, if there is. But let's get inside quickly." He begins running towards the entrance. This thing over here that fell. It was so pretty, I had it all set up and I forgot to lock it. Oops. We'll do a little mini fast forward to the theater of the mind here. So Venadia, Reggie is able to use the ship's systems to literally Star Trek teleporter your ass to the spot on the asteroid where these guys are. Like sparkly, fucking stirring glitter effects and everything. Now Reggie's ship, just to catch you up, is parked on the underside of this asteroid. And quick Spelljammer rules, when you're on like a celestial body of this sort, they all have like self-contained atmosphere essentially. And negates the need for like fucking spacesuits and shit like that. But yeah, so you guys are definitely floating in space right now. That's your situation. Now, as you all enter this small chamber, there is two apparent buttons on the side of the wall. One labeled with an arrow going up, and one labeled with an arrow going down.
All right, down it is. Maggie, make sure the spiritual weapon is with you.
Yeah, like
I grabbed my
the
javelins
door
off the one guy too.
Door starts
Before
to
we
slide
do that,
closed,
I asked
and
Reggie
slams
quickly
into
if can Reggie still hear us?
it. He can hear you outside of the shaft room thing.
But not inside.
Well, as soon as the doors begin to close, it gets a little garbled. Like there's definitely some interference.
Well, I asked him if he can scan and see if where the humans are, if they're up or down.
Yeah, there's like it comes back garbled, but you are able to make out the word down.
Cool. All right.
Wait, did he say don't go down?
Oh, don't go that way. Don't ever go that way. That way will take you straight to that mean old castle.
Nice labyrinth reference.
Yeah, deep cuts. I'm all about the deep cuts today.
I mean, my son watched that not too long ago.
Love that movie.
One of the greatest fantasy movies of all time, for sure. Definitely in the top 5.
We just went and saw that at the drive-in.
Oh, wow.
couple
I
weeks
wish
ago.
I'd known that was playing. I would have taken Lily to it. Oh, man.
It was like down near Catskill.
That'd be worth the trip, though. That's cool. We got to go see
Yeah,
the
it was
Goonies and
pretty cool
Gremlins.
drive-in too.
Yeah, we definitely got to go see the Goonies and Gremlins last summer, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Let's see. So, your DM was smart today and decided that this would be easier if I simply built 2 maps into one. So you push the down button, frying pan, auto gnomes, Fran, the human, and the four of you all begin an not too speedy descent, but an uncomfortably fast descent for a typical lift of this sort. Nothing like the rope-driven ones that you guys maybe have been on before. And Reggie, kind of, Arianth, he sort of tries to maintain this connection with you and gives you a basic kind of floor plan layout, if you will. And as you reach the bottom of the elevator shaft, this sort of blinks into your mind a bit. And you get a general sense of the layout of this place, and it seems like it's not a particularly large facility. And these doors, let's say that this here is the elevator, so you guys can see that. I don't know if yes. There we go. Yeah, so this area here, I don't know if you can see the mouse, but pretty much where your characters are. You step out of the doors, and the sight you see before you is a room filled with whirling machinery, all kinds of strange pistons and klaxons going off. Every once in a while, like a steam whistle will blow. And there's a small sort of like almost shed-like structure in the middle of this place. And in between one of the machines and this shed-like structure stands a apparent large number, medium-ish number, or several, if you will, the yogis, these xenomorphic creatures. Two of them look distinctly a little larger and more probably dangerous than the others, while one looks
Ooh, beefy
particularly
boys.
small. Yeah, the one in the back closest to you seems real small, but he does seem to be barking out these chittering orders at the others. And in the front of the group are two more of these Umber Hulks. And looking past them, you can see that these things appear to be giving orders, and the two Umber Hulks rush forward to meet what appear to be large mechanical men of some sort,
Cool.
who come rushing out of this underground area. They trade blows rapidly, and we will say that all four of these guys are essentially bloodied in the first round of combat. However, from the nearest door adjacent to these guys, we will see which one it is. Let's change it to Scott. One. Alright, out of the westernmost door comes another of these beasts. This particular one seems to be made out of silvery metal. The two in the front that met the Umber Hulks are made out of a coppery metal, and there stands one in the back made out of what appears to be golden metal. And you can kind of see, as the door slides open from your vantage point, that in the room is a large machine that seems to be feeding a hopper into it, and you can kind of see as this one exits the room, another one pops out of the end of the machine. And it appears that you are in some sort of a production facility for whatever these creatures are.
They're attacking Clip Clop's family. Get them.
Did you?
So Nib and Nob both kind of look at each other for a moment, look at you, and they're like, one says, "Oh, those definitely aren't our cousins," and the other one says, "Well, yeah, that's right there, don't you know? That's definitely not a gnome creation there. Nope. Those right there are, well, they look an awful lot like a Clockwork Horror to me, if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit more of a humanoid one, though, than we're used to, huh?" Nib goes, "That's for sure. They look weird."
I don't know if this is just me. Is everyone else getting a lot of background noise?
I think it's Nick driving.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I can hear okay, if that's... I don't know if you guys can hear it okay.
I can hear fine.
Is that coming? You got noise coming through my speaker or something?
Yeah, if you're able to mute when you're not talking, it's
Yeah.
kind of just-
Okay. Hang on a second. I'm gonna mute now.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, cool. I was having a little bit of a hard time hearing Zach, but sweet. Thank you.
So yeah, as the scene unfolds, that's basically what you see is these Neogi sending their Umber Hulk servants to do their dirty work for them. Although, as perhaps your clockwork no or your auto gnome friends have pointed out, these things being made of this sort of mechanical, like the way that they're built, perhaps the Umber Hulk's gaze isn't really doing much to them. They seem to be sort of immune to it, so it's just come to blows between them. Meanwhile, the group of Neogi are sort of chittering amongst themselves. That's when the smallest turns around and lets out a sharp click, alerting the others to your presence. And at that, I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative, or in Nick's case, I can roll for you since you're in the car. That sounds dangerous. Don't D&D and drive, guys. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
How you doing, Seth?
Get back to
I got 11.
10.
load all these into our encounter thing. Encounters. My encounters.
We don't see the humans anywhere, do we? I mean, you didn't mention
As
them,
of
but-
right now, you do not see any humans. Right. Game log and plug those in. So, Tohan, I had a 10 for you, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's with advantage too.
Just disoriented as hell out here in space.
11 for Arian. Maggie, I had a 7 for you. And Media, I can roll for. Issue bonus is 7 for you. Huh? Wow. That is a 20 for you, Nadia. We'll get 13. Now we get to auto roll initiative for all of our critters. Yeah. So many critters. I hope some of the critters kill each other so I don't have to keep track of as many of them. Okay. So. The smallest Neogi just simply takes a step back inside of its group, clearly wanting to be protected. And one of the two larger ones in the back, whose initiative is 22, begins running towards you guys. Let's see how far it goes. And this is all in the same scale. I'm just not putting up the grid because it'll look real weird for this map. So he only make it. About 30 feet or so. So he's about halfway to you. And yeah, he's gonna start moving towards you. And he points a hand at you. And a tentacle forms in front of him as though out of some sort of black glowing magic and lashes out at we'll say Vanadia. Why not? She just got here. So that's going to be +6 to hit. So I'm not open it in the encounter book. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, it's going to be a 23 to hit Vanadia, which I believe hits. Yep. Doing 3d6 plus 4 damage. 17 damage. Welcome to the party, Vanadia. I'll try and help keep track of that until you get somewhere where you can actually keep track of it yourself.
And she has 9 temporary hit points, so
Alright.
it'll maybe
So down to 2 temporary hit points. Excellent.
Oh, we do have temporary hit points?
Maggie gave. I mean, yeah, Maggie gave that to them. Basically at the end of their last long rest, whenever that was.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really taken any real damage.
I mean, she would have
we didn't even
re-upped it.
really have a combat last session, so I don't know how you would have.
She would have re-upped it anyway.
Wait, so I'm sorry. How much damage was it? 17.
Yeah, 17, but you have 19 temporary hit points, so
19 temporary. Okay,
you're still
cool.
doing pretty good. It's actually going to be your turn next after that guy goes.
Okay. Well, I think as a reaction, I'd like to do Hellish Rebuke before my turn.
Let me open up your character in another window here.
Where the hell is it?
It's 3d10.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Eight, 4, and another 8. It's going to be 16. 20 points altogether? Alright. Building. So, that Neo takes 20 points of damage. Alright, so that's your reaction. On his turn, your reaction occurred. So now it begins your actual turn.
Okay. I do have DMDB on my dashboard here, so I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, just drive safe, that's all. Please don't die for my D&D game, it's not worth it.
It's about as easy for me to roll on here as it is for me to mute my mic, so.
Fair enough.
You guys will have to read what I rolled back to me, though.
Let's see. You got a nat 20 on the first, nat 20 on your first hit, and then a 28 on your second hit.
Excellent.
Nice.
I believe both of those are going to hit. Yep.
Wait, is that 2 nat 20s?
No, just one nat 20. Oh wait, shit.
Oh, wait.
It was 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, I see 2 35s there. All right. There you go. Let's see. Oh shit! I should have rolled the damage on the nat 20s first.
Well, you do a d8 first, so it's gonna be 4d8 plus 20 for your first 2 attacks.
Right.
Here, I'm trying to pull your character up so I can actually click the shit for you that you want to do. All
right, so the first one was 5 and 5 plus that, so 10 plus the 20 first hit.
Okay. If you're doing damage like that on the second one, he's probably going to be dead because that bloodies him.
All right. Oh, that one took into account the crit, so that's 16. And then 15.
I think you still have one more d8 to roll, but you did 46 damage total so far, plus another d8 if you need it.
Oh, whoops. Seven.
Okay. So yeah,
53 damage.
Yeah, so you are able to very rapidly disperse this guy. Like literally, it's like, ow fuck, your hellish rebuke comes out, and then you're like, get all pissed and just run up and just completely fucking decimate this guy in one round. But he was like,
Ninja Blender.
Yeah, you literally went full fucking whirlwind on him. You're like, Dristorden's got nothing on me. For some reason, my mouse scrolly wheel is being really sensitive, and I don't understand why, because I literally just got a brand new mouse. Okay, so that is your turn then. As you fucking go completely ham on this guy.
Yep.
Let's see who's next. Oh,
I'm going back on mute.
all right. Seeing you destroy one of his brethren here, he gets real mad. Runs up. Let's see. Oh, really? Oh, that's legacy content. Well, that makes me sad. If I'd known that, I would have bought the new one for $2. I have the stats over here, so anyway. I'm going to have to roll for this guy outside of D&D Beyond because I didn't realize I didn't actually own his stat block to play with in the game. Or I would have just fucking spent the $2. So he is going to, I think, claw, bite. Nadia. Or bite, claw, however you want to say it. +5 to hit on the first one. That is a 17, which I think just hits, maybe?
No, it doesn't. My AC is 20.
Yep. Okay.
It's 18, and then I have a helmet that makes it +2,
Yep.
so it's 20.
Yep. I forgot that some of this stuff's doesn't fucking go right into the encounter builder. That's why they're like, oh, encounter builder still in beta because they don't know if it works or not. Just kidding, D&D Beyond, still give me a sponsorship. Okay, so that does not hit. Next two are going to be also +5. Yes. Fight missed. One as a 2 that he rolled. That's not going to be a miss. Second one was a nat 20. Which is going to be 25 total. So that's going to be a hit. On a hit, it's going to do 2d4 plus 3 piercing damage. Deuce d4. Let's see. 7 plus, I say 4. 7 plus 3, so 10 damage. Piercing on the second one. Okay, so you are.
All right, and I had 2 temporary left
Yep.
from
So you're down.
before, I think. So
down 8 points from your 144, I think it is.
Yep. Cool.
Counter builder. That's going to be one of these Umber Hulks who are currently tied up with these giant fucking clockwork things. So these guys are still beating the shit out of each other. So they're about to go from bloodied to very bloodied. The other large Neogi charges forward. And he is going to try to bite Benadia. You guys kind of got fucked on initiative this turn. That is probably not going to hit. Nope. Claw. That's also not going to hit. That is also not going to hit. Wow, he sucks. Okay, so that's his turn. And after that is going to be Arianth. Oops.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, not
My
sure if you're happy.
microphone's. 1 second.
Yep. Can you guys all see the map okay? Kinda.
Nope.
No, I think
How about now?
How far away am I from the large group of them that are away from like Venadia?
From the group of Nyogi in the center, you are about 17 squares away, so that times 5. 50, like 80 feet.
Alrighty, let me see here. How many of them are over there?
There are 3 kind of regular looking Nyogi that are similar to the ones you fought upstairs, and 1 real tiny guy that is in the middle there, kind of cowering in the midst of all these people. Like, he seems to be their de facto leader in this case.
Alrighty, well, let's see here. I am going to rise up about 20 feet or so,
Okay.
so that I'm above everybody and nobody can reach me, and I'm not gonna hit anybody directly. And I am going to cast Sunbeam at that group of people.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna move within 60 feet of them and cast Sunbeam.
Okay. So you just have to move forward a couple of feet and up in the air.
Yep. Which is a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line, and I'm making sure to aim to avoid Venadia.
Yep, so down a bit.
And
Oh, I
anybody.
gotcha.
Yep. And it each creature in the line must make a constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 68 radiant damage and is blinded till the next turn. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded by the spell. And I can create a new line of radiance as my action on any turn until the spell ends.
Okay. Sorry, what type of saving throw was it? You said a Constitution?
Constitution.
Okay, so these two guys do get a +2 to their Constitution saves. There's 3 of them. I'll roll for the main 3 Nyogi, and then I will roll the other guy afterwards, because he probably got a different Constitution. They rolled a 19 +2 is 21.
Alright,
so they're going to save on that. Smaller guy. He also only gets a +2 on it, okay? So, that is an 11, so I'm assuming the smaller guy does not make his save. So go ahead and roll damage. Say half damage on save for this.
Yeah, if they make the save, they get half.
Okay. And how long of a line was this again?
60 feet, 5 feet wide.
Okay, so it's just going to hit the ones right in the middle. It's just going to hit the Yogis. Will not reach the other level.
So that was 26 damage.
Okay.
So
so
13 to the big guys and
Yep.
full 26 to the little guy, and I can, for the next minute, I can send out a beam again as an action.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I give Venadia Bardic Inspiration.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you.
You are very welcome.
All right, up next is going to be Tohan.
Okay, I'm gonna run up 40 feet and kind of try to circle around the back of the one that's in Vernadia here.
Okay.
And start welling on it.
Excellent.
Yeah, recklessly great weapon master.
Okay.
Uh, 31 to hit. Yeah.
Definitely going to hit.
35 on the first for damage.
Okay.
That's good. 20 to hit on the second. Reroll damage. Better. 35 to hit. 35 damage on the second attack.
All right. That is going to kill him. So this guy is the larger of the two. is fucking decimated.
If I kill something, I get to attack one more time.
Okay. I get the feeling it's this other Neogi warrior's last day on this asteroid.
Yeah, 28 to hit, and then not bad. 40 damage.
Let's see. Strong stat block. Yep. All right, he is also dead. These guys are too squishy. I should have buffed them.
If I have any more movement, I'll just keep running toward those guys.
Keep
But that
charging
might be
the
my
other
fault.
guys there. All right,
Yeah.
We'll say you're still about probably 10 feet back, I think. But yeah, you're going towards them. These three are now well aware of all of your presence. However,
The little guy's blinded.
yep. Just no good for the little guy. It's not much for physical altercations. Up next. Let's see. Clockwork Horrors, or Clockwork Titans, or whatever you'd like to call them in this case. The fucking robots. These guys are going full kung fu on the Umber Hulks. Like, no shit. These things are fighting straight up like karate fighting the Umber Hulks. So you're kind of, as you're like charging forward, Dohan, you especially get a good view of this, where one of them just straight up does like the Bruce Lee like fucking back fist punch and takes out one of these Umber Hulks.
Nibnab, your cousins are awesome.
As it does so, it turns to you, or turns to the group that is farther up. It says, "All intruders must be exterminated!" And it begins marching towards the group over here. Several of these Clockwork Titans now are on the move. These guys are headed directly for this fucking scrum over here. And
I'm wondering if they're gonna go after us next.
so they are quickly able to overwhelm the Umber Hulks here. And let's see which one comes out this time. So it's gonna be one of these guys. Alright, so another golden metallic one emerges from these doors, and as these doors slide open, you see the same thing. A large machine set up with a hopper. And though from the angle of the hopper, you can kind of see this one has a little less gold in it than maybe the silver one did, like for silver. So intuitively, yeah, you're now pretty certain that this is like a fucking factory to crank these things out. Although to what end, you're not sure. Fran, your newfound friend who kind of was aghast at this first turn of combat, we will say that I believe he gets to go sometime in here because I didn't add him to the initiative orders. These guys, they all moved. No, Maggie is next, it looks like.
So she's also like eyeing these things and trying to figure out if they're also a threat. And do some kind of, I don't know, like insight or some kind of check for that.
Yeah. Let's see.
She's really missing her Eye of Agos, but
yeah, that was
also
a handy item.
Bad she doesn't have it now. She knows it's Eye of Vecna.
So roll me an investigation check to see if you can
Okay.
kind of figure this out. Let's see what the hell these things really are all about.
Yeah, 8.
Alright, yeah, these things do not represent anything you have seen or heard about in either your, like, kind of religious upbringing of being a cleric of Hestia, nor in your time just kind of adventuring in the realms as just a matronly figure. You have never seen anything quite like these. Like, you've seen a few Warforged kind of automated figures before, or something similar to the Autognomes even, but you've never seen something that moves with like the grace that these things do. I'm trying to come up with a good analogy for our world. The best I can come up with is like, if anybody saw the movie I, Robot, they sort of move like that. They're fucking all over the place. Like they are quick, and they are literally doing fucking like karate slash kung fu moves to these things. Like they fight like a monk.
And they're speaking common.
Yeah, they seem to be just kind of, and it's very like robotic and monotone, and clearly like their face isn't moving. It's just like it's coming out of like a speaker somewhere or something, or being magically projected somehow. And yeah, now all of them are chanting "Exterminate! Exterminate!"
Dawn's chanting too. Exterminate. These guys are
Yeah,
awesome.
your cousins really rock. Like he's just sold that these are the Autonome's cousins. Excellent. Speaking of the Autonomes, those guys also need a turn in here someplace. Let's see. So Maggie, you are doing. That would be. I'll say that's a free action to kind of investigate and see if you can think of anything, because it's more mental than anything else.
Okay. She's gonna. Well, she's gonna bring the frying pan closer, but I don't know if it's gonna reach anyone right now.
Mm-hmm. Nope, not quite. It just kind of tracks forward a little bit farther.
Also, actually, I guess I don't know how long that elevator took, but it only lasts for a minute too. So.
We'll say it's got about one more round then. It was only like a 30-second ride down to the bottom of this thing.
Gotcha. All right, and then I'm trying to tell from the map. So there's 3 Neogi, and then kind of like off in the distance. Like how far away are the Umber Hulks from them?
Well, the Umber Hulks are now lying pretty much smashed to bits on the floor.
Oh, okay, so
But
that's the 2.
from the line of fucking clockwork critters here,
Yeah,
where the Umber
they're
Hulk
pretty.
bodies are, all the way to Maggie is going to be like 31 squares, so whatever, 31 times 5, 155.
Okay, but they're doomed. So
Yeah, the closest one of the clockwork guys is 24 squares from you, so about 120 feet. And the closest Neogi that is left alive is 16 squares, so whatever that works out to. 80 feet.
80 feet. Okay.
I think I would have the multiplication tables memorized by almost 40 years old, but nope.
All right, she's gonna get closer in, and where is that spell? Go. All right, she's just gonna. I think I'm just gonna use Toll the Dead for now.
Okay, so you move what up to 30 feet in?
Yep.
Okay, so you're roughly caught up with Venadia. And told that you're about just under 50 feet away from the nearest Neogi. Will that reach?
Yep. How
Okay.
how far away are the Neogi from each other actually?
About 10 feet on that one, 5 feet on that one, maybe.
From each other. Okay.
Yeah, they're grouped pretty tightly here.
Gotcha. Okay. Actually, so she's gonna throw this fireball thing. Actually, no, whatever. We're about to wait out. She'll just do Toll the Dead. So wisdom 18 on the closest one.
Let's get bouncy roll. That is a 9 plus 2.
Oh, actually, sorry. What are the? There's still the small one is still around.
Small one is still around. You want to cast it on him specifically?
Yeah, is that 60 feet still?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, 50, 55, something
Cool.
like that.
So 16 damage.
Right. Okay, he is already damaged for like 26, 16. Okay, so he is now looking kind of bloodied.
All right. That's gonna be it for her. But she's also kind of yelling towards the mechanical guys. Like we will we're clearing your mind, and then we'll exit.
Exterminate! I hope somebody's a Doctor Who fan.
I am.
Excellent.
I know the reference. All right, that's it for Maggie.
All right. Let's see. It's you right there. Okay. He already went. He's dead. All right. So the three Neogi, looking about their surroundings, realizing that they are now surrounded on both sides in this little corridor that they are in. One of them chitters something at the other one, and it grabs the smaller one from its position being blinded, and it proceeds to drag him to the other side of this building out of your line of sight for the time being. This one rushes to intercept this Clockwork Warrior, while this one rushes to intercept Tohan. I'm just going to do kind of all of them at the same time here. The one that attacks Tohan is going to attack Bite, Claw, plus 5.
He gets advantage because I attack recklessly too.
Excellent. First roll on that is going to be a 15, which I don't think hits you. Second roll for advantage. That's less. That's dumb. Alright, so he completely misses his attack with the Bite, Claw. Let's see. Plus 5, that's a 12. Nope. That is a 16.
Yeah, 16 is my arm class, so hit.
Okay, so I got one hit with a claw. Second claw attack. Second claw attack, 17 plus 5, so that's 2 hits with claws. 2d4 plus 3 slashing. Here. So I'm just going to roll 4d4. I still haven't figured out how to switch it to the whole group. It just rolls to the DM, which is really obnoxious. So that's going to be 11 plus 6.
8.
It'll be 11 plus 3 plus 3. So yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 damage altogether.
Okay, which is half.
Is half because you are still reaching, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So Snickety Snick doesn't do much. The one that bum rushes the Clockwork Warrior, he's going to do some swingy, bitey, bitey. Now my cat is chasing my dice. That's a natural 1. He gets a claw caught in the Clockwork Beast's ears somehow. Like it brings an elbow down or something on its claw, and its claw literally just snaps off. The thing lets out a cry of pain. Or a chitter of pain, as it were. So their attacks are going to hit these guys. Nope. He rolled a 17 plus 5, and that didn't hit these guys. So yeah. Now back to the counter builder to see what the next grouping is. It's already dead, which means it is finally Fran and the Autognomes' turns. What a killer name for a band, right? Fran and the Autognomes. That's a total fucking band name. So Fran actually this whole time has been kind of slinking off to one side. And you just now notice he is approaching some of these doors off on one side. Of course, I don't have his token over here, but we're just gonna pull something out for him. Kit. This is what I actually used before anyway. Yep. Clonk. There's Fran. And as he approaches these doors, they slide open and he peers inside. And he shouts something. And the Autognomes begin rushing over to aid him in dragging one human survivor out of this kind of side room here. And the human seems to be kind of babbling incoherently. And he's looking back at you. And he's like, I found Bob! Well, isn't that great? We found Bob. Knob's like, who's Bob again? Now he's like got a southern accent. I don't know. I can't do gnomish accents apparently. Or it just keeps changing. I don't know. They're auto gnomes. They might just do that. They might just have a different accent every time they talk. It's gonna sound like Brooklyn a few turns from now. So that's their turn. Top of the order is going to be all the way back up. Both the Neogi Masters are dead. Venadia!
Present. I will begin to swing at. I can't see a map because I'm driving, so
So
just
you've got.
whomever is giving me the biggest, being the biggest pain in my ass right now.
Alright, so the one right by Tohan is still alive. So we'll say that you can rush up and try and steal Tohan's kill. Seems to
Yes,
be
definitely. Let's do that.
a theme you guys have going. I like it. Like I really think it's like the elf and the fucking dwarf in Lord of the Rings. It's like that one was mine.
Yeah.
That only counts as one.
Yeah.
Vanilla probably said that when I spiked the football gem into that giant thing's head that we fought and killed it. That only cost us one.
Okay. Is this thing bloodied or?
This particular one has 13 damage to it. It is not quite bloodied.
All right. Well, let's fix that. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit. It's target AC.
Nice. So I hit on a 3. That's great.
Oh, high
That's
level
another
characters.
And another hit.
Alright. Your minimum damage per hit is like, what, at least fucking 8.
11.
Yeah, so this thing's dead then. It only has like 30
Bye.
I won't make you try to roll while you're fucking driving.
Yeah, thank you.
This guy is very dead now. Let's flip him over. And let's see. Any other actions? You had a movement and a attack. Oh, well, that would be your attack and your bonus attacks, right? Or your secondary.
That is correct. That's my bonus action.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see. Just after that, Yogi is already dead. Overholt's dead. Yogi Master's dead. Arians.
Alrighty.
First
First thing I
you guys
do.
NPCs, man. The numbers game catches up to me. It's like pro wrestling. You never want to have the numbers against you.
I yell to the gnomes and ask them if they have the ability to maybe hack into the system here and try to control those automatrons.
That's an interesting question, miss. Well, I can certainly try if we can find a mainframe somewheres. Then the other one says, well, don't you think that would probably be on that building over there, mister? He points over at the small building behind which the other Neogi had kind of hidden. So yeah, they, at your request, they will start making their way over there. They get about halfway to the building from the doorway where they were. So they're standing over here someplace where the cursor is moving.
Are any of those automatrons in between where they're trying to go, or?
Nope, they're actually still fairly far back.
Okay, cool. So don't have time. And all right, so that is that considered like a free action?
Yeah, just speaking to someone, absolutely.
All right. With my other action, I will send another beam at the group I attacked before, as long as there's nobody.
Well, they have sort of dispersed a bit. So I don't know. Can you see the map at all? I'll give you an overhead
I can.
view. So you've got one Neogi here that is sort of kind of clusterfucked by this Clockwork Titan guy. Probably going to get killed, it looks like. And then the other two are sort of hiding behind this building, as far as you can tell. Probably even from where your vantage point is, a few feet up, you can sort of see like little, like as they're moving around back there, you can kind of see the tops of them because they are kind of tall.
All right. How far? With me being up, am I above the roof of that building at the
Yeah, the
20
building's only about 10 feet tall, so you like I say, you can maybe not clearly see them. Like they definitely have a lot of cover, like probably even 3/4 cover. But
I
you
actually have
are
ability to attack even if people have 3/4 cover.
excellent. Okay. So you are 17, almost 18 squares away from them. So what is that? Less than 20 is 100 feet. So like, you're like 95 feet away from them.
I'm 95 feet away from them.
Yes.
All right. Can you just, I will move and get myself within 60 feet of them,
Okay. Definitely do that.
and I will cast a sunbeam at them, and same deal, 17 constitution saving throw of 17.
Okay. Nice. One. That is a miss. One for the little guy. Little guy saves this time. He rolled an 18 plus 2. So he's going to take half.
Okay,
The
so
other
he's
guy.
not blinded anymore.
Okay.
And then, sorry, let me just roll for damage. There we go. 22 damage for the ones that
Okay, so he takes 11 more. The small one is now very bloodied. The large one is also very bloodied. The larger but clearly not as important one, the regular warrior guy, he looks like he's on his last leg. To which he begins chittering excitedly at the smaller one, who nods and begins kind of chittering loudly and waving his kind of scythed arms about maniacally. Roll me a perception check, Arion, because you're the only one that would see this.
16.
You think he might be casting some sort of a spell.
Can I use a free action to let everybody know that, or is that am
No,
I
because you already would have spent your free action to yell out to the gnomes.
Fair enough. All right. Well, noted.
Let's see. So, uh, that's end your turn, correct? Next.
Yeah, I'll have that in my turn. I'm gonna save my
Okay.
other stuff.
Tohan.
All right, I'm gonna rush up 40 feet because Vinny stole my kill.
Alright, we'll say that gets you up here.
Who, me?
I'm actually gonna throw javelins at the. I see the robot's got this guy engaged, so I'm actually gonna throw javelins at the other two. So I'm just gonna take an angle on them and throw javelin
Okay.
at the small guy.
You got it.
A 15 to hit, and then a nat 20 for the second.
Alright, yeah, the first one hits him. Probably killing him if I had to guess, but I'll roll a concentration check just for fun. Does not break his concentration. He is still casting the spell when the first one hits him. He just kind of takes it in the shoulder, like clunk.
Well, it was 16 damage
Alright.
on the crit, and if the first one hit him too, another 9, so
Okay, yeah,
25 damage.
That's definitely going to kill him. So, like, he's still chanting his spell when the second one hits, and you can kind of, when he falls down to the ground or slumps down to the ground, he's still kind of making these little motions with his hands, like almost like just twitching, and then he finally slumps all the way over. And the larger one looks down at him, looks at you, and chitters excitedly. It's too bad none of you guys speak Yogi. They're saying some choice
Incinerate.
shit.
I'm sorry, exterminate.
You say it, and then the clockwork guy right here is like, exterminate! Like, just like,
Exterminate.
exterminate! They're just going back and forth. It's like, he thinks you're trying, you're like, yeah, these guys are awesome. And he's like, no, I said exterminate. Like, alright, is that Tohan's turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The clockwork horror rips this guy in half because he can. Because, yeah. Because he was very bloodied, and these guys get some shit. What's that right there? Yes. Yeah, he actually, he does some fucking crazy, like kind of what you would expect a GoBot to fight karate like one leg comes up and then it just whips around in a 360 and he just kicks the thing in half pretty much. This one approaches you, Tohan. Oh shoot, I just closed my encounter generator. God damn it. I would do that. Sorry, it's gonna take me a second to reopen that. Encounters. Oh, my encounters. This one. Resume encounter. I'm so glad that fucking auto saved. I would have been so sad if that encounter erased itself. Alright, so he approaches you. Let's see, this is one of the silver ones, so second tier. So he is first going to try to hit you with his fists. That's going to be a miss. It's 3. Yeah, that's plus 4, plus 6 all day on this guy, plus an additional 2 for being the upgraded tier. Still a miss. Second one. Also a miss. God damn it. Multi-attack has never worked so poorly before. God damn it. Okay, so he does some crazy kung fu shit. You are so busy yelling exterminate with the other one that like he's just whipping like over your head as you're like exterminate, and like it's just he's completely fucking whiffing and you're not even noticing that he's attacking you. I don't think.
I think he's cheering me on.
Yeah, you're like yeah. These guys proceed to continue marching forward while just shit, constantly, persistently exterminate. At this point, the doors slide open. Over here, another one of these copper guys pops out. This golden one kind of walks a little bit forward. It almost seems as if these things are on a fairly regular schedule, where one of these machines will pop one out every so often.
So are they officially clearly attacking us at this point?
Oh yeah, like everybody else that saw the silver one go towards Tohan was like, oh shit, it's trying to kill him.
Alrighty, run, little gnomes.
Yes. Let's see. Next encounter again. Left so I can see it. Sorry, I'm managing windows again here. Let's see, next. See, next up is going to be Maggie. You can clearly see now, like, although Tohan is sort of oblivious to it, there is a large group of these things around him. And it seems more are entering the fray every minute. You look over to your left, and you can see Fran and the 2 auto gnomes, along with with Fran's friend Bob. And Bob is now with Fran, kind of coming back towards you. He's like, please help him. He's starving. He's hurt. I will go and see if I can find the others. And he begins to kind of rush off to the right, to the east of the map.
I just wanted to get out for a little bit. So, like Venadia and Ariane's turn, did we learn anything that would be helpful to Maggie?
So far as you can tell, these are evil karate robots hell-bent on destruction.
And
Sorry, evil karate space robots. That's the important part.
Fun's been down here before, or right? Did he say he escaped from
No,
here?
he's never been in
He-
here. He's just kind of
Gotcha.
poking around, like he's just looking and like going over to doors and seeing what the hell was going in there. So
So
he's
the
managed to
three
kind of find one guy out of the three so far, and he's sort of dumping
and
him in your feet.
the three dudes he's looking for were like they went into the mine and then the Neogi chased them into it. So right?
Yeah, it seems that way. It seems like they went in and some of the Neogis were in here looking for them. They encountered these fucking clockwork things. He said it was like 2 days ago. That's probably just a slip up on your DM's part, a giant plot hole, but don't worry about that.
Okay. Cool. All right. Is the frying pan 20 feet from anybody at this point?
Frying pan moving up on this turn would probably make it about halfway to where these clockwork guys are.
Okay. We'll do that. And then, so the dude's extremely hurt. The dude that's in front of her.
Yeah, this one of the humans, he's like not quite like death saving throws yet, but you're pretty sure that he's on the brink of it. He's probably suffering from multiple levels of exhaustion. He's been getting chased around this whole fucking factory by who knows what, these robot things, etc.
She's going to cast Cure Wounds. She's going to do 35 plus some. I don't know where he's at, but
You are able to, you're able to heal him to essentially
Okay.
a working state. Yeah, we don't have to get super
Okay,
technical.
'cause, yeah,
If you're willing to burn a spell slot for him, he's doing good.
cool. Yeah, she's got a bunch of bonuses to that. But yeah, it's 35 plus 16. So
Excellent. And he begins, oh, thank you, kindness. Oh, I must help Fran. And he goes skirting off himself, going towards one of the other doors, towards where Fran was getting to. He's like, I must find Drago and whoever the hell the other guy's name was.
Jeff, do you know anything about these robots or where your friends might be?
He says, I hope that they're still alive. We split up to increase our chances of survival, but all these things do is kill and multiply. Ba ba ba. Let's see.
All right. I guess that's it. She'll move closer to, yeah, just kind of keep like moving up behind. And Yogi are dead, right?
Yeah, all the Neogis are now dead. They are slain. Okay, so keep moving up. So you can kind of catch up to Venadia just about, yeah. So right after you go, so Fran is kind of taking his turn. The Autonomes are charging now, and they've picked up speed to the point where at first it started with them kind of like at a jog, and much like a vehicle, they just sort of continue to increase their acceleration until they are at a full tilt boogie, like just kicking up dust off the floor, leaving like a smoke trail behind them. And they get around this corner, come skidding to a halt, and you hear a loud kind of crash as the two of them, under whatever assumption you could make, find some sort of an entrance into this building. Perhaps they don't even make it around the corner, and they just sort of go straight through this brick wall. And you can kind of hear some rattling and clanging inside the building. And that's going to be their turn. I believe that it comes back to Tohan next. Either Tohan or Venadia. Venadia, sorry.
Alright, let's see.
Yay, I can close 3 stat blocks. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Alright, so, I'm sorry, what's my, surroundings like right now?
Okay, so you are standing atop this dead Neogi warrior, looking at your companion Tohan, who has now got 2 of them adjacent to him, with 6 of these various colored clockwork fucking kung fu space robots, as I like to refer to them as, kind of on their way to him in the next turn or so. So basically, when the clockwork robots go, they're all going to go at the same fucking time, and Toan is about to get dogpiled. At least that's what it appears.
I'm fine.
I say, Tohan, I'm coming to rescue you. And I run over and you're in danger. I'm coming to save you. And I want to take of my 3 swings. I want to swing 1 at each, like of 3 different of them.
Okay. What's your movement?
It is what is it, 45 or something? No, 30.
30. Okay, so I'll fudge it a little bit. I'll say you can get up next to Toan because I'm not super stickler about the movement on this stuff. So you can get next to 2 of them. The other ones are kind of back farther a little bit.
Okay.
But it is a silver and a copper one. And it appears that the silver ones, they sort of appear to be built a little better than the copper ones. And the gold ones seem to be built even better than the silver ones. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, I'll just throw all 3 at the silver one then.
Okay.
So that 19 is actually a crit. I've improved crit.
Excellent.
So so far I got 35, 15, 50 damage plus 58 damage.
Okay. Your swords do a hell of a number on it. It is still standing, but it looks like at any moment it could fall apart by the nuts and bolts that are holding together still. It is very bloody, very oily. I don't know what you do for robots.
What are you doing to knick-knack?
Don't worry, Tohan. Don't worry. You're safe now. That's all I got.
Right. No. There also should be like an easy way to remove creatures from the fucking encounter. Because like once they're dead, I need them out of the list. You know what I mean? That would be much more useful than having to skip over them. Just all some notes for you, D&D Beyond. Please watch my show. Sponsor me. Let's see, Arianth, I think, right? Yes. Yep.
All right. So for my free action, I'm gonna attempt to communicate with Reggie and ask him to help the gnomes hack into the mainframe and take over these robots.
Yes. Let's see. You might find this helpful, Miss Arianth. It seems that, even though these are mechanical in nature, they are driven by some force of magic. Perhaps try dispelling them.
Alas,
yes,
Reggie, I do not have that spell.
But I will certainly attempt to assist your newfound friends here, Nib and Nob.
Thank you, Reggie. I do appreciate that. Alrighty, so for I'm going to use one of my spell points to change my spell into a bonus action, and I'm going to cast I'm gonna get within. Am I within 30 feet of any of those things?
Probably not currently, if I have to guess.
If
30 feet would be in a circle about here, so they're pretty much twice that, at least, away from you. And a little more in the back.
So what, they're like 60 feet away from me?
Yeah, the closest one is 60, and 65.
All right. Well, I'll just move up 30 feet.
Okay.
To the so that I'm within 30 feet of one of them, and I'm going to cast a True Strike, which I point a finger at a target at range, and my magic grants me a brief insight into the target's defenses. And on my next turn, I gain advantage on my first attack roll against the target.
Did you have a specific one in mind?
Basically just whatever one I got close enough to be within 30 feet of.
Okay. Yes, there's 2 copper ones and a silver one. The silver one is the one that looks like it's about to fucking shit the bed, though, so.
I'll do a copper one then.
Okay. And is that going to be it?
What does it tell me?
Let's see. I'm sorry.
Brief insight to target's defenses.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was having a fucking duh moment there for a second.
Oh, no worries.
So
I
yeah,
understand.
Essentially, the way I see this is it's sort of like, because of your sort of sharing of the Eye of Agos information, I kind of picture that as almost working the same way. Like, it basically comes up, it's like a scan spell in Final Fantasy. So it essentially tells you that it is immune to being blinded, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, or poison, and it is completely immune to lightning damage and poison damage. It also tells you that it can essentially see through the dark up to 120 feet, and it says that its weaknesses include being dispelled. If it is targeted by Dispel Magic, it must succeed on 1 Constitution saving throw against the spellcaster's spell save DC, or fall unconscious for 1 minute until it takes any damage. And also it tells you it is of an unusual nature, and that this particular thing does not require air, food, drink, or sleep.
Alrighty then. I like this spell. And so that was a bonus action. And how many rounds does a minute last?
A single round of combat is like 15 seconds, I think, for like your round, or this turn. So it's kind of based on how many people there are in the round. So it's like for four turns, I guess. 4 individual turns would be like a minute.
Okay, so I still have my sunbeam going. So I am going to shoot a sunbeam down at the
No, I'm sorry, it's 6, because we decided it was 10 rounds is a full minute. So 10 combat.
All right, I am going to basically aim my sunbeam at as many of those robots as I can while avoiding any of my party members.
Okay.
60 feet 60 feet long, 5 feet wide.
You can either catch these 2, probably those 2, maybe. Pretty much you can pick any 2 of them out of the lineup here.
Let's see. I'll grab the one that includes the gold one, because I'm gonna assume that's gonna be one of the stronger ones.
Okay, so it's probably the gold one and the copper one next to it here you can hit.
Yeah, sure.
Or the gold and silver one, either one. We'll do gold.
I'll do gold and silver. And it's
solid
radiant
logic.
damage.
Alright, and it is a saving throw. Was it Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw of 17.
These guys actually get a +4 to their Constitution. What's that? That was a nat 20. We'll say that was the gold one. Theoretically, they should all get extra buffs on top of that, because being the way that I'm playing them, having 3 separate tiers, the lowest tier would actually be a +4. So the second one also is probably going to make it. That's a 16 +4 is 20. So they both make their saves, so they are not blinded, which they would be immune to having done to them anyways.
I knew that. I could still use the spell, so I figured I might as well. So they get half damage. So half of 36.
Okay, so 18 damage to each of them. And they simply just continue on with exterminate, exterminate.
All right, and that would be my turn.
All right, Tohan.
All right, Kit Kat. Looks like we're fucking up your cousins.
From inside the building, you hear, I told you they're not my cousins. Those guys are assholes.
I still don't listen to them. Yeah, I guess I'll attack the silver one. Recklessly, great weapon master.
Okay. If you hit him, he dies.
Yeah, I got a 35 to hit him.
Okay, he's dead. He had 2 hit points left.
All right, this is the other one right in front of us. Same thing. 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. 39 damage on the first hit.
He is bloodied.
25 to hit on the second attack. And I'm going to roll Savage Attacker just for fun. Because I can choose either way. It is better. 39 damage again.
Okay, he's dead. Yep.
And then I guess I use my movement to move up in front of Venadia. Probably about 5 feet or so.
Okay.
Be careful, Tohan.
Like, I'm kind of half waiting for Vanity to jump on your shoulders next turn, and you guys are just like a fucking 4-armed whirlwind of death. Jeez.
I mean, the shit writes itself, you know?
Yeah. All my monsters all strike me as being like the bird in the Flintstones that's like, it's 11. Like, every single one of them. Alright, so next up is going to be the clockworky guys here. So, you guys have managed to cut down 2 of their members. However, working from the back out, let's say, I don't know, it's 2, so that's the second tier one. Another silver guy emerges from over here. These 2 march down to be closer, marching straight over the crushed bodies of those Umber Hulks. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so, as I said before, Tohan, and now currently Venadia as well, y'all are about to get dogpiled.
They have advantage on attack too, because I attack recklessly.
Oh my. Let's see. So, we're going to start with the copper ones. Attacks, they do, don't they? Okay. Lots and lots of rolling here. At least I actually bought the fucking, the stat block for this one. I was smart. So, first copper one. This is with advantage. It's going to be an 11. So that's nothing for his bite. He tries
these
to...
things have teeth?
Sort of. Well, sorry, it's labeled as bite. We're saying it's a punch. I may have reskinned another clockwork thing. Let's see. So it's going to try to do its little rotatey leg kick thing for its second one. That is a 17. That hits, correct?
Yep.
Some damage here. Second one. I mean, I guess I could have rolled a second time on that for a crit, too, as well. It's going to be a hit. Yep. Okay, so second damage on that. Alright, so the first one does 7 damage to you.
Alright.
Halved, I'm assuming. This is all going to be bludgeoning damage as well. Okay.
My favorite kind.
So trying to do this quicker. That's going to be a hit. Searching for crits. That's going to be a hit. Searching for crit. Second one. Nope. Closer and closer, though. That's going to be a hit. Probably still not a critical. Okay, so the second copper one does good roll. 9 plus 3 plus 3. So 15 more damage from the second one when you have it.
Okay.
Let's say that this one is not up to you because he's fucking blocked by all of his other guys. He just yells exterminate at you a bunch more. Alright, 3 silver ones. All of these are rolling at +2 to their actual roll. I don't know how to fix that on D&D Beyond, so I'm just going to do the same thing and mentally add 2 to it. That's going to be this advantage. 15? Nope. Okay, so that's twice. This is so many attacks to roll. Like I need to be able to pre-program this ahead of time and be like, well, they're going to roll a fuck ton of attacks and just spam attacks. So that's going to be a hit. That was the same strike. You said 16 was your armor class, right?
Yep.
Yes. So that's going to be a strike as well. Alright, so the second silver one does 6, 9. Okay. Third silver one, I think. I don't know, I might have skipped one. That's a hit. Be a hit. That's gonna be this silver. Okay, that's also a hit. Roll 8 plus 6 plus 3. 6 and 3 is 14, 15, 16 points, right? No. Can't do math. 17 points damage. And finally, the gold one. Dear Lord. This guy is rolling at +4, so that's going to be 12. That's miss with advantage. Still a miss. All the dice. Second one's a miss. Third one's finally going to be a hit. Alright. This guy, double damage on his because he's beefy. So that is 8 points of damage from a single hit on that guy.
Okay.
And that is going to resolve the robot's turn. Fucking space kung fu robots. So many of them. And that's going to bring us up to Maggie's turn.
Hey Zach, do you think that we will be likely to finish this combat tonight?
Yes, I think this combat's about to end. Like, without another round.
Cool.
Because plot. But Maggie, what would you like to do on your turn?
How many robots are there?
Let's see, you got 3 silver, 3 copper, and 1 gold all dogpile on Toan and Vanidia. Another gold one in the back and a copper one in the back.
Okay. Just gonna cast Firestorm, and I think 10-foot cubes should easily cover all that, right?
10-foot cubes, yeah.
Cool. So, Dexterity 18, saving throw.
Dex. What do you guys get for Dex?
Do we need to roll 2?
No, I mean, I think it can be positioned. It's like a line of fire, so it sounds like it can be positioned.
Yeah, and if it's 10-foot cubes, he could totally drop it in, like, Jenga shapes around you guys.
Yeah, they have to touch each other, but I think From what I can see on the map, that looks doable.
Yeah, you could totally do like a puzzle piece right around them. So they're not going to make their save.
Nice. It's so funny when the fake die just rolls too long. All right, 39 fire damage for
Okay,
on each of them.
that's insanity. They all now are fucking half fried. Yeah, absolutely. Like that fucked up their day. Except for the two in the back. You probably wouldn't be able to get the two all the way in the back, I'm assuming.
It's 150-foot range, so she probably
Oh,
can.
actually, you probably can. Well, not if they all have to be touching, because I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh.
6, 7. So those last two
But
cubes,
that's-
you could probably get the gold one.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering if because they're 10-foot cubes, so so it should cover 100 feet of space, or no.
Regardless, the large crowd of them surrounding Toan and Venedia is very fried. Did you have other stuff you wanted to do on your turn at all?
If that frying pan can make it and smack someone with its dying breath,
Yeah,
I'll do that.
absolutely. It like literally comes in and it fucking clongs off from one of these things, and then promptly disappears.
All right.
Uh,
Well, that might not even hit. 16.
That does not hit. Like it clangs off from it, but it's sort of fading as it hits. However, you hear a triumphant cry from inside the small building. You hear, "Ha ha! We've got it!" And then, Arianth, you can hear Reggie's voice being, "Oh, those two are quite resourceful." And promptly, these things begin just going and kind of powering down, as it were, and all of them collapse onto the ground. And you hear the voice of one of the two gnomes from inside go, "Well, that should give us a minute or two. But we should probably collect our friends and get the fuck out of here, though, because I don't think we shut down their production line."
Maggie takes a look at Tohan and it's like, I bet you could shut down the production line.
So we can officially say we are out of combat, at least for a couple of minutes here. Fran is able to locate the other two survivors. So you have 4 human survivors total. These 4 are very, very grateful to you and urging you to leave. They want to get the fuck out. To the point where they're already at the front door. Like, come on, guys. Like, we should just go.
Meredith wants to get back to Reggie and the ship.
I want to carry one of these gold robots with me.
Absolutely. Are you carrying one that you killed or one of them that's like knocked out? I mean, I'd even say you can just kill one of them because they're fucking unconscious basically on the ground. You could just chop the shit out of them a couple of times and they'd be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
I'll just rip out some of the inner guts.
exactly. Yeah, pull some wires and throw them over one shoulder. Perfect. Okay, so you can feel free to write down 1 Clockwork Titan gold. I'm assuming you're taking the gold one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the gold one.
All right.
I might need
Vanadia, you might
Vanadia's.
as well grab one too.
I was gonna say I might need Vanadia's help carrying it, but yeah.
I was just gonna say, Venadia picks one up, just like picks it up.
All right. So yeah, there are 2 of these gold ones in the room, so you're able to grab both the gold ones. And these things are considered to be large creatures, meaning that you're talking about like something the size of like a good-sized bull, basically, worth of metal. So that is literally like 1,200 pounds of gold plating and all sorts of fucking wires and everything else on these things. And
That's good scrap.
Are you guys immediately leaving to go to exit? Are you going to explore anymore? You can still hear the machinery whirring in these rooms over here where they were being produced. But so far, no more have come out.
I mean, if I can go fuck a couple machines up if you want.
Aaronith is fine with you guys doing that, but she's getting antsy and is going to start heading towards back to the ship.
Yeah, I'll pull up my Wanda web and just like shoot it in the gears on each side.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to kind of quickly, you go up to the door and you can see these machines are in fact still churning these things out, but as they're being churned out, they're just dumping one on top of another now. Like for the next like minute or so, that's like, you know, every about 10 seconds one of these things is pretty much coming out. There may be 15 seconds, but so there's just a pile of them on the floor now in each room. And yeah, you think you're pretty sure that you're able to kind of gum up the works here. And searching about the cabin, you also notice that these hoppers are full of these kind of chunks of ore. Some of, you know, each one in its respective room, a gold, a silver, and a copper. And the autognomes actually begin to detach the hoppers and pick them up. With surprising strength and ease, they sort of heft these things above their heads. And they're like, oh, these will be great for outfitting the ship, guys. Yeah, we can totally set up a forge right on board. And they begin dragging these hoppers out. Well, that was quite an adventure. Thanks for taking us along.
Aaronith says, we're glad to have you. Thank you for all your help.
So they escort all of you, along with your newfound human companions, back to the ship. Or at least back outside, where Reggie will teleport you all back onto your ship, the Serenity.
Do we see anything else in there as far as like any clue to like where the ore is coming from or who's operating all this?
Well, you're gonna search around a little bit before you leave? I take it, and kind of look through
I think
stuff.
I mean Maggie's kind of with Tohan on that. Like she wants to check, but if Arianth is like, come on guys, we gotta go. Yeah,
Right,
she'll
so
go.
what I will say,
Aaronith is fine with them hanging out and taking a look. She just herself wants to get back to the ship. She doesn't care if they want to look around and
she has separation
being
anxiety
back.
from Reggie.
Yeah, exactly. Aaronith just wants to get back to Reggie.
It's like when you leave your dog at home for too long, you get nervous about it. You're like, he's gonna poop on the floor. Oh man. So Maggie, the one thing that you are able to find that you find of interest is in the smallest Nyogi's kind of the folds of his armor that are almost like he has like natural armor, but on top of that, it looks like he has other carapaces from other Nyogis kind of tied onto himself for extra armor, leading you to believe that this guy was definitely some sort of a fucking like not great Nyogi, even like perhaps that these things were some sort of an outlaw faction of Nyogis. You find a sealed letter, and the symbol on it is the same symbol that you once saw on the coins that appeared long ago back in Kalia, the coins that later turned into just like scrap lead shit, like the false coins. And it is that same symbol with the like kind of weird, funky looking M on it.
Damn, Melikani's back.
Well, it seems like there's some link there at least. You'll have to open the letter and find out. But perhaps that letter would be better left for next time because I didn't write it yet. So.
So no other like holes to. I mean, yeah. As far as they can tell, the only way in and out is that elevator, and there's no. Right.
Yeah, in the brief time you explored this place, there don't seem to be like any obvious exits or anything, or any other kind of entrances or anything like that.
All right.
When you return to the ship, Umbra says, she looks at Tohan and Venadia carrying these big fucking gold robots. And as you kind of drop them onto the deck with like this like she sort of looks and she says, oh, you look like you've had fun today. Well, shall we be going?
Maggie asks the folks who crashed the ship, like, do you think there's anything worth salvaging on that ship?
Fran, your friend, kind of says, Salvage, no, not really. The Yogi don't eat anything like what we do. Well, I half think that they just kept us as a emergency food supply. One that could carry things. But no, I don't see us getting any valuables from the ship. They never really showed us any, much of the ship. We were pretty much in our cells the whole time, but I can't imagine after the damage that we took crash landing it that it's worth much.
All right.
Number says, well then. Yes, I think we should be off. Reggie, if you please. Reggie sort of says, Captain?
Let us be off.
Right. And he kicks in the warp drive and you guys take off. And as the cinematics kind of kick in, the credits are rolling here, and you can see just a streak of light going off through the galaxy. Back on the surface, from a small air vent in the back of this mountain here, comes one of the Clockwork Horrors, and it looks up at the sky and simply says, "Exterminate!" And then its gaze slowly turns to the Nyogi ship.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Yeah. That's foreshadowing. Just it's probably not. I'll probably forget that I fucking said it, and then 3 weeks later I'll be like, wait a minute, I forgot about those guys. But
I take my rapier back too, from Fran.
okay. Yeah, he's more than happy to give that back. They're just fucking thrilled to be off the asteroid and away from those goddamn creatures. They're like, pretty much, they offer to join your guys' crew. And being that you only had a crew of about 24, you now have considered a crew of 28. You might want to make a note of that, as it will sort of, we'll say, increase your overall ability to function on this Spelljammer vessel. Like, you could theoretically have up to about 100 crew on this thing, I would say, comfortably, with the rest of the area being for, like, passengers, although once you get past 100, it might start getting a little cramped. But effectively, during things like space battles or just traveling in general, they will be able to add a little productivity with your crew,
What is the ideal number of crew members for the ship?
I would say of all working staff, 100 would be the perfect number to completely staff this giant ass ship. Because remember, it looks like kind of a pirate ship, but then underneath it, there's like this big belly that kind of functions like a submarine almost in water.
Gotcha.
I think it sits below the waves.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to draw up a picture of it or something because I can't find anything I like online.
Yeah.
Steal. So.
Damn, we need to find Ashnak and get some troops in here.
That's a very keen observation, Arion. Alright, well yeah, that's what I've got for today, until you guys
All right.
come back next week, and I will hopefully the combination of me watching a lot of Cobra Kai and playing a lot of No Man's Sky continues, because I'm fucking in love with the idea of karate space robots now. It's my new favorite thing in the world.
Love it.
I want karate space robots to have their own cartoon.
All right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for playing. It's a
All
lot
right.
of fun.
See you next week.
Hey,
Yep.
You guys have it was
Good
fun.
night.
Have a good night, guys.
You
All
too.
right. See y'all.
So ends another episode of whatever the hell we're calling this D&D podcast. Thanks for watching, Internet. I'm just kidding. You don't watch. Maybe you do. I don't know. We'll see. If you made it to the end of the video, I don't know. I don't have a cool prize for you, so thanks. Click those buttons. That's a thing, right?